In a world rich with different backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives, Sertoma recognizes that our diversity is more than a value. It's a strategic strength. Drawing from the principles outlined in Sertoma's regional convention session, Our Uniqueness is Our Strength, we'll explore how embracing the varied makeup of our membership and those we serve can uplift our mission, deepen our impact, and grow our community. You've probably heard several terms around diversity, but let's narrow it down to these four for the purpose of this session. Diversity is any dimension that can be used to differentiate groups of people from one another. They're the things that make us all different and unique. Equity is the fair treatment for all, while striving to identify and eliminate inequities and barriers. Inclusion means creating a culture and environment that recognizes, appreciates, and effectively utilizes the talents, skills, and perspectives of every individual devoted to service to mankind. Belonging is the experience of being treated and feeling like a full member of a larger community where you can thrive. And just to add to diversity, inclusive diversity is promoting collaboration between these diverse groups. I also want to remind you that DEI doesn't just ask you to honor those things like race or religion. It recognizes and welcomes all of those things that make us different. This may include, but is certainly not limited to, age, gender, race, ethnicity, income, sexual orientation, education, occupation, religion, ability or disability, political affiliation, cognitive style, geography, and more. By embracing these different dimensions, communities and organizations can foster an environment that values and celebrates the unique tapestry of human experience. Considering the diversity of your club goes beyond just avoiding offending populations. You could be prohibiting or limiting acceptance by your potential audience. What you want is to create an environment of respect, limiting bias and working with all types of populations rather than driving away populations for future sustainability and growth. This is what we call our club culture. It's how we function. Diversity is how we differentiate from one another. It's not good or bad, but we're all different and pretending otherwise is silly. Inclusion is how we honor those differences by appreciating the talent, skills, and perspectives of each individual. We are all continuous learners. In this journey of learning, our leaders should be our biggest allies. Help them find ways to make small but powerful changes to address unconscious bias with the process demonstrated here. We identify the practices that need to be changed and how that plays a role in our club. We examine how these goals align with those we are serving and then prep our leaders to be on the same page. One example might be the language we use. You will want to address communication that is inappropriate privately, not publicly. You might need to address a language bias in a manner such as this. I know you didn't mean anything by it, but we prefer if you said, "well done all," instead of saying, "well done guys." It may seem overly sensitive to some, but for others, this small shift in language helps them feel like they are welcome when they might not otherwise be. As I often say, there's a big difference between not excluding anyone and truly welcoming everyone. Which one do you want your club to be? Consider having all club members take the Harvard Implicit Bias Inventory to raise awareness of unconscious attitudes that may influence behavior and decision-making. The test, available at the link shown here, can help individuals reflect on their own biases and foster more inclusive and thoughtful discussions within the club. This could be a valuable first step toward promoting equity and understanding among your members. So how can we measure success? Let's think about these 7 elements. Fair treatment. Members who help the club achieve its goals are rewarded and recognized fairly. Integrating differences. Members respect and value each other's opinions. Decision-making. Members of the club fairly consider ideas and suggestions offered by other club members. Psychological safety. Everyone feels welcome to express their true feelings. Trust. Communication received from the organization is open and honest. Belonging. People in my club care about me. And diversity. Leaders in your club are as diverse as the broader membership. For those clubs willing and ready to make changes to ensure a truly open and welcoming environment, there are a few strategies that you can begin with. Start by identifying areas of focus and commit the resources needed. This might mean developing a value statement unique to your club to guide you and your work to develop relationships and develop collaborations with those relationships. We know that we need to do things more than once to develop a habit. Improving the diversity and inclusion in and around your club should be something you do on an ongoing basis. Other benchmarks to consider might include the makeup of your club, and does that reflect in your leadership team? You'll also want to look at membership tenure, leadership buy-in, and club achievements. Conversations might include showing a video and having a discussion about the importance of talking about DEI, role-playing scenarios with a chance for members to personally reflect after, or bringing in a trainer to lead discussions with club members as they are the experts and can help you best navigate this sometimes complex issue. Ambassadors might be used to create relationships in your communities, with one of the objectives to be inviting folks to your club meetings to learn about what you do for their community. Decisions being made are always better with input from diverse members. It also promotes learning from a perspective that might not be like yours. Barriers you may face often come with personal bias. Find ways to have uncomfortable conversations for the purpose of truly seeing other perspectives. And practice compassion. We've all joined Sertoma for a variety of reasons, but hopefully service to mankind is top of mind. We show compassion for our audiences, so let's be sure we're showing this same compassion for our members. Here's an activity you can do as a club. Take time to discuss these statements based on your personal experience. You can do it as an entire club or in small groups. If you opt for the small groups, it might be worth shifting groups after each slide to mix up the discussions taking place. Let's start with these 3 questions. Why are conversations about diversity important? What role can diversity, whether it's race, gender, religion, sexuality, or something else, play in safety issues? Which of your identities are visible, and which are not? Additional topics of discussion could include, why do you think people say racist, homophobic, or other discriminatory things? Talk about a time when you have been stereotyped yourself. Describe a positive or negative portrayal in the media of an aspect of your identity. Recall a time when you were a minority in a group. How did you feel? Describe a situation when you felt uncomfortable advocating for someone who is different from the group or yourself. Consider the room and space you're in. How many people assume that the others in the same space can see, hear, or move without assistance? How would you feel if you needed assistance to hear, see, or move in this space and it was not noticeably provided? By recognizing and embracing the unique qualities of each club member, you lay the foundation for a stronger, more dynamic group. With a clear plan to leverage these diverse strengths and a commitment to seeking out new perspectives, your club will be well positioned to grow, adapt, and thrive. Diversity is not just a value, it's a powerful asset. And that will do it for today's session. Thank you so much for joining us. You can find additional resources on the Sertoma website at sertoma.org. You can also connect with us in our member-only Facebook group as shown here.